We are now at a special commentary section to honor Trustees Johnson, Kelly, and myself, Lazarus. Dr. Swift.
Thank you, Madam President and trustees, members of the community who are joining us in person and those who are joining us via remote. It's wonderful to be here this evening. We have just wrapped up a lovely reception where members of our community came out in person to honor our trustees. We also have trustees, a few folks who've signed up to offer their commentary from remote as well during this special commentary session. Trustee Johnson, Kelly, and President Lazarus, our Ann Arbor Public Schools community owes you a debt of gratitude for your selfless service to our children, our schools, and our future. In a time when the idea of selfless service for the sake of others is challenged on every level in our community and across the country, we are so grateful for your work and that you have personified and lived this precept of our democracy, little d. And so with that, Ms. Osinski and Mr. Cluley, you have the list, so we would ask you to just call those names, and it looks like Trustee Emerita Glenn Nelson is first up this evening. Good evening, Dr. Nelson.
Thank you. I had hoped to do this in person, but some cold symptoms intervened. I'm going to limit myself to one thing about each of the three of you, and I'm going to do this in alphabetical order. Handing out campaign flyers next to Brian at a school event is a humbling experience. Brian greets people with a smile that most of us would die for. He knows 2/3 or more of the people. The greeting often includes a hug, fist bump, or some other action whose name I do not know. His ask for support is warm, inviting, and often personal. I felt like a 4-H softball player from Delaware Township in Minnesota matched up with a star baseball player on the Pioneer varsity. Brian, thank you for the knowledge of Ann Arbor's people and institutions you brought to your board work, and also for your hard work, dedication to improving the community, and especially the schools, and the warmth of your interactions with everyone. Jessica covers more ground in a door-to-door campaign than anyone I know. Because I was on a different street, I do not know how she does it. What I do know is that she finished the set of addresses much faster than I did. I also know I could carry enough flyers for 2 to 3 hours of work in my hand. Jessica needed a backpack. I think she flies from one house to the next. Jessica, thank you for the energy, dedication, and positive spirit you brought to us all through your board work in every area, not just canvassing. So far as I can remember, over the last 4 years, Rebecca never told me what I should do. I'm also sure Rebecca caused me to reallocate my time more than any other trustee. And remember, for almost all of this time, I was a citizen interested in the schools with no direct connection to the board. As you might guess by now, Rebecca offered a lot of suggestions and ideas, and not necessarily just once when I was slow in responding. Rebecca, thank you for your creativity, your leadership, your persistence, and your good nature in all your board work, and not just in our interaction. And finally, to all three of you, to a large extent, I have found my relationships through school related activities. These relationships are what makes Ann Arbor a community for me, rather than just the place I live. Our relationships are a part of this. Thank you for adding importantly to my sense of community. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Are we able?
Thank you.
Did y'all want to respond? Or we'll just wait?
Yeah. Oh.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to thank Trustee Nelson. Trustee Nelson is kind of on the Mount Rushmore of Ann Arbor Public Schools trustees, and has always been someone that was willing to give your time as well as your advice to us. And really, thank you for all your tireless work as well. And I say to all current trustees and future trustees, if I can at all pay forward what Trustee Nelson did for me as a trustee, I absolutely am open to doing that and would love to do that. So thanks for being the model. Thanks for being the Mount Rushmore or the trustee on the Mount Rushmore. And that our relationship just started. So I'll probably see you in the next couple of weeks.
I just want to say thank you, Trustee Glenn Nelson. You are the single person that has taught me the most while I'm on this board. And I cherish the knowledge that you've shared with me, the time, the hours, the coffees. I couldn't have done it without you. You really steered me in the right direction. And I've shared with other trustees here that you were instrumental in teaching me how to be a responsible trustee. So thank you very much, very much.
Thank you.
Trustee Nelson, thank you. I've said before, I think at your second retirement reception, that I just believed you to be the consummate statesman, and any kind words that you bestow upon us are so graciously received. So thank you for your service, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. I hope you feel well.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Emil Lozana.
I don't want to mess up the technology. I'll probably just stick with this.
We won't Tim Fate then. Thank
I
you.
won't repeat my remarks from earlier since we're on camera now, but I did write it down this time. Really, what I'd just like to do is thank you for doing a thankless job. It's a very difficult, people think the outside looking in that you guys just kind of show up to a meeting every once in a while and gavel in for 2 hours and that's it. It's a 24/7 job. There are emergencies in the school district constantly, and the time period that your service covered with the global pandemic was especially trying. I know it was very difficult for our administrative team and extremely difficult for all of you. There were so many decisions that had to be made that were really lose-lose propositions. There were many. Whatever we decided, whatever you all approved, whatever we recommended, we were going to make a lot of people unhappy and we were going to hear about it. And so thank you so much for your service through that difficult period. And I just want to remind you, and I know that we've done some great work. The passage of this historic bond that is going to fund the reconstruction of this school district to provide quality, sustainable learning environments for our students and staff, I mean, it's huge. That is a massive win for us. The work we've done making our drinking water safer, hydration stations, and the passage of our first environmental policy, Policy 8000, subsequently the charge from the board to develop a sustainability plan, which we're bringing through this month for approval. And some things that, I've been doing this work at schools for a long time, and there's kind of three components to being successful. You need the bottom up piece for sustainability, and we have a community that supports that. And you need, I don't want to say the top down, but you need the leadership commitment and support, and you all have provided that. And you need the funding, and you all have helped to provide that. So we have that trifecta of leadership, community support, and funding to do some really awesome work. And people don't generally realize, under your leadership, we are now the largest producer of solar energy in Washtenaw County, with 8 large rooftop solar arrays at our schools, more than any other entity in the county. With the completion of the new geothermal systems at Clegg and Forsyth, we will have the 3, including Skyline, largest geothermal electric heating and cooling systems in Washtenaw County. And the list goes on, but and you kept our community safe during the pandemic. That's a big deal. The hard choices that you made literally saved lives and kept people from getting sick in our community. So thank you for that, and thank you for doing a thankless job.
Thank you, Mr. Lozana. Next, we'll hear from Dawn Linden.
Good evening, President Lazarus, trustees, Dr. Swift. It is my honor to share my thanks to President Lazarus, Trustee Kelly, and Trustee Johnson. I had a chance to share some remarks earlier, and I'd like to share them here, if I may. While I do not have board authority to pass resolutions or proclamations, I've prepared one here for us. And these remarks are on behalf of our entire teaching and learning team. Here we go. Ready? Whereas Trustees Johnson, Kelly, and Lazarus have exhibited exemplary leadership in the face of unprecedented challenge. Whereas they have acted always in the best interests of our students and with full and deep understanding that all means all. Whereas these trustees have given tirelessly of their time, their experience, their life balance, their special moments with family, all in service to the Ann Arbor Public Schools. Whereas they have navigated an entire community across treacherous terrain, all while leading with calm, with wisdom, and with conviction. Whereas Trustees Johnson, Kelly, and Lazarus have left a lasting, positive imprint on this district and the lives of each student, staff member, and family we serve, we resolve to forever be grateful and to keep moving forward in carrying on the shared vision and work to expand our understanding of those we serve and create environments and experiences that affirm, validate, and celebrate each student for the masterpiece that they are. Thank you for your service and for your legacy.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we have a video from Representative Donna Lisinski's office.
Hello, I'm House Democratic Leader Donna Lisinski. I'm here to thank Trustees Brian Johnson, Rebecca Lazarus, and Jessica Kelly for your service to Ann Arbor Public Schools. As an Ann Arbor Public School mom, as a former Ann Arbor Public School trustee, and as someone who had to govern like you during a pandemic, we've been through some incredible times in the last several years. Your focus on kids and learning, students and staff, and ensuring that Ann Arbor Public Schools was always able to deliver a quality education is commendable, it's honorable, and you will be missed. Thank you so much for your service.
And that concludes special commentary.
Thank you, Ms. Lisinski. I think it's clear, trustees, you've heard from your community tonight, and I know that over the coming days, folks will continue to fill in the kudo boards, and we'll put that into a nice little book that we'll deliver to you a little bit later on. I don't know if you've peeked at them, but you're not supposed to click on that till it's all done. So just hold off, okay? But they'll be nice when they're all finished. I think you are aware that we all believe you will leave a lasting legacy of leadership on this board. We wish you the rich reward of those who work hard and invest themselves for a purpose bigger than themselves. We wish you the satisfaction of a job well done. We do commit to extend our gratitude for your service by continuing our work together. So know that we will continue that on Wednesday nights when we have internet and when we have lapsing internet. We will build on the work you have achieved, and we will see the work that has been accomplished as the foundation for our next steps in moving forward to serve children and to serve our Ann Arbor Public Schools community. Thank you for the opportunity to give just a small token this evening of our deep honor and respect for the three of you. So that concludes our time, and if you want to give remarks now or if you want to save them for the darkness of night later, as you may choose.
Trustees, I just want to say thank you to everyone. This event was beautiful. It's wonderful to be in this beautiful building. And I'm sure that this will serve the district and the community well. It's just overwhelming. It really is. On one hand, we feel honored, but on the other hand, there's a sadness. I think both trustees would say there's a bit of sadness, because I know I've enjoyed serving the community, and I know Trustee Johnson and Trustee Kelly have also enjoyed it, and we will miss everyone, but we're still here. We're not going away. Okay.